each time I find my strength. Even when down, I'll stand tall. Do you feel you don't belong? Sometimes I wish I wasn't born. Cry tears, bury me to ashes. Oh, I wish they could come true when I need them the most. Oh, Mardi, fight me home. Oh, Mardi, fight me home. Oh, Mardi, fight me home. Indlela le ubomi buziphethe ngayo udihlisa bunyanyusa awusoze ukholwe zange nabazali bami bazibone nazinzingo. Sometimes I wish I wasn't born. Burning to ashes. Oh, I wish they could come true when I need them the most. Oh, Mardi, fight me home. Oh, Mardi, fight me home.
Yes, 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 yes. It's a Tuesday, 11 a.m. WNHH 103.5 FM. You are here, Thabisa and friends. I am happy to be here. It's a Tuesday. I'm happy. I'm happy to be alive. COVID has nothing on me. I've got the energy. I've got the willpower. I've got the groove. I've got the funk. I've got the spunk. I don't know about you, gentlemen. Welcome to my show, Thabisa and friends. I am happy to have you here, and we're here just to talk about good news. We're here to talk about fun things. We're here to talk about one of my most favorite events of the year, especially the beginning of the year. You know, we started this year very strange, I would say. We started very strange, and we had our hearts, you know, palpitating, and we, you know, some of our grandparents and grandmothers were having a little bit of, you know, their blood pumping a little bit too high, you know, blood pressure a little bit high with everything that went on in the beginning of the year. But this is not why we're here today. You know, this is not why we're here today. Other people can sort that out. Right now, we want to focus on our happiness just a little bit, even if it's just for one day, even if it's just for this Tuesday. So there's a lot happening today. I've got two librarians, so to speak, because Michael, actually, you're not quite a librarian yourself right now, but you work very closely with librarians, and as well as you work at one of the best libraries that we have here in New Haven. And so today I've got a musician too with us, and he's my friend, he's a colleague of mine, but he didn't tell me that he's been on the show before, so I think he was just trying to get me to do another interview for him. But I'm happy to have him here. Let me give you just a little tiny bit of introduction, otherwise my guests can let us know about who they are themselves. I have here first the city librarian, the director of the New Haven Free Public Library, Jason. I want to say this right. I practice so hard, I do want to mess it up. John has began working at the library since 2004, I believe, and you've worked before in publishing and a book selling in New York, right, John? Let me know if
That's
I'm
correct.
not right in New York City. And yeah, you've been doing that for more than 10 years, I believe, and have come here in New Haven in 2003, and you've earned your master's degree in library science from Southern Connecticut State University. And like I said, you started working at this wonderful New Haven. Free Public Library in 2003. So maybe you can let us know. But please, John, welcome to the show. I want to hear more from you very soon. But also, we do have Michael Moran. Michael Moran, he's got the spunk. Okay, let me just tell you that if you don't know him, I'll just say this one word. When you see him on the streets, he's vibrant. He's got the glow. You cannot miss him. You cannot miss him. He's always putting on these wonderful, beautiful garments, his jackets that because he takes me home. When I see him, I'm like, yeah, my brother from another mother. That's him right there. Because he takes me to Africa. He always puts on these wonderful, beautiful African garments. And then Michael here is he's a public relations and communications officer for the Beinecke Rare Book and Manuscript Library at Yale University, and is a graduate of Yale College in 1987 and the Yale Divinity School in 1993. He's been long active in the public and nonprofit sectors. Formerly was board chair of the Great New Haven Chamber of Commerce and president of the board of governors of the Elizabethan Club of Yale. He's I don't know if you do this now, Michael, do you still serve as vice president for the New Haven Public Library?
Now the president of the foundation.
Now you're the president. Your sound is a little bit too low. I don't know if you can come closer, or maybe if there's something we can do, because I don't know if I'm the only one who can't hear him very well. But yes, welcome to you too, Michael, and I'm looking forward to talking to you later on the show. We've got also the Hooch, my brother from another mister. He is my colleague. We run into these events, we run into these open mics, we run into these gigs, and we're doing the hustling and bustling, trying to entertain you. His name is Jamal Felix, and he plays with the Hooch. It's a two-piece band, a duet, since 2013, and his partner in crime is Mike D, and they introduced to each other at an open mic in New Haven, and they began as a simple jam session, eventually morphed into a brotherly chemistry, syncopated like no other. Welcome to Thabisa and Friends, Jama. I'm happy to have everyone here today, and please, John, let's start with you. Tell us how, I do this all the time. I have to ask people, how is everyone doing? Just one line, how are you doing?
Today I'm doing fantastic.
Right.
Yeah. Snow
Perfect.
stopped. Yep, I'm doing great.
Perfect. Mike, how are you doing? If I may
Doing
call
well.
you Mike. You're doing well.
Are you doing all right? I'm doing great.
Perfect. Jama?
Gotta say blessed.
Blessed.
Definitely. Yeah.
Perfect. I'm happy to hear that. So, John and Mike, I'm here. I've called you today to talk about what's happening at the New Haven Free Public Library. I know last year I was there, and I'm not last year. Was it last year? Before, or what's it? COVID came in March, yes. So it was last year, because COVID came in March. It missed us just a little bit. So I was there. It feels like forever. Look, I can't even tell you which. I only know it's Tuesday today because I have to do the show. Other than that, I get lost in the days because COVID-19 has put me in this isolation. So tell us what is going to be different this year. What's going to be different with Mardi Gras this year? Because last year we were jamming all together in one space.
Yeah, we started doing Mardi Gras actually in 1997.
Ooh.
And some people may wonder, why New Haven Mardi Gras? The answer is the public library first opened on February 21st, 1887. So 130 years ago, more or less. And Mardi Gras is a holiday that falls close to the birthday of the library. So that's why it's sort of a birthday party in Mardi Gras. And Mardi Gras, of course, is one of the great holidays. And in a cold place, it gives us a lot of warmth and liveliness. And so it's really great to be able to continue. Last year's live at the Ives Memorial Library on the Green was perhaps the last great civic event before lockdown. And Thabisa, you brought the house down. It was fantastic. We are not going to let COVID keep us down. So we're going to continue, but we're going to go virtual this year. And you can see on the screen if you're watching or if you're listening, if you go to nhfpl.org,
Right.
the library's website, on the front page, the homepage of nhfpl.org, you can find a link. We'll be live on Tuesday, Mardi Gras, next Tuesday, the 16th at 7 p.m. And we're really excited. I'll let John talk about the three poets who we've got joining us, all of whom are New Haven poets, because one, Reginald Dwayne Betts, lives in New Haven, and two, Toy Derricott and Cornelius Eady, have their papers here at the Beinecke Library, part of the Yale University Library. It's going to be a great event, and it's going to feature music that you've never heard or seen before by Thabisa, and lots of other great things. But John, why don't you tell us some about what we're going to hear from three of the nation's greatest poets?
Yes,
Absolutely.
please.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we're very, very excited about this event. As Michael said, it's a virtual event this year, and in fact, it's free. So that's a first in my time where, we're hoping that, all the patrons of the library can come and check it out. We have three amazing poets coming in, the two founders of Cave Canem, and Reginald Dwayne Betts, who's of course New Haven's own now we claim him,
Yes.
award-winning poet, and they're going to have a nice conversation. It's scheduled for about 40-45 minutes, maybe some Q&A at the end. But I think the biggest thing we're worried about is we had a little teaser the other day, got together to just check out the software that we're going to be using for the event, and just hearing some of the stories right then. I was sorry that we only had a half hour to kind of run through the software, because the stories are fantastic. I can guarantee you people are going to love it. You want to hear stories about these three poets. You want to hear stories about the state of poetry and African American poetry, Black poetry in America today, and also a ton about Louisiana, which is about New Orleans. So for me, it's I'm learning a lot, because it's not my normal stomping ground. So I think Mike has more time in the Big Easy than I do, but I'm learning quickly.
Yeah, it's really going to be great. So Toy comes from Creole people. She's of the Baquet family of New Orleans and Louisiana. And Toy Derricott was actually in New Orleans last year, spent part of quarantine in New Orleans. So she's looking forward to sharing about her roots and family. And as John noted, Toy and Cornelius founded Cave Canem, the nation's home for Black poetry, a place that for 3 decades has been holding fellowships, workshops, and supporting young Black poets. We are, of course, in a great time of renaissance of Black poetry. Anybody who watched the inauguration of the Super Bowl knows it, if you didn't know it before. And it's incredible people like Cornelius and Toy who have been nurturing and building and strengthening Black poetry for 3 decades, as well as being makers of poetry themselves. Dwayne Betts, New Haven's own, was a Cave Canem fellow. So he came through Cave Canem, the nation's home for Black poetry. So we're really excited to celebrate Black poetry as part of Mardi Gras 2021 for the New Haven Free Public Library. And can't say it enough, looking forward. I've seen a little teaser of what Thabisa has in store, and you are not going to want to miss it.
Thank you so much for that, Michael, and then you too, John. I'm excited for this. I'm really excited, and I do believe I'm going to be dressed up. I had a bit of a clash that day for me to actually be there, since we know that we've done everything, safely and with precautions because of COVID-19, and now hence we are doing this virtually, right, so that everybody is safe at home. But since I'll be home and it's my favorite event, I am going to dress up. And I do have a little bit of a clash because I have a meeting, but I will have 2 screens. I'll double screen because I don't want to miss a thing. And everybody that I'm having a meeting with already knows about this, and they all care about it. And we might all even jump in when it's coming close to the end of the meeting and when the performance happens. So everybody promised me that's what they will do.
I want to encourage you to watch Thabisa for something you mentioned before, which may only matter to you, but as you noted, I happen to have a few jackets that are halfway decent that were made by tailors I know on Zongo Lane in Accra, Ghana.
Right.
And each year for Mardi Gras, I've worn one of them. This year, because we're going to be virtual and live, I might change 4 times in the course of the evening, along with Shana Schneider, my co-host, who will be live from the library, socially
Do it.
distant. So it'll also give you a chance to see inside the public library, where I know a lot of people miss going there, and we'll be there sometime in the future. But
Right.
on Tuesday night, you'll be able to see inside, because John and Shane and I will be broadcasting live from the public library.
Right, perfect. Listen, I'm happy that you're gonna do that because I'm not gonna feel alone when I'm dressed up. So I know there will be a partner in crime virtually somewhere doing this with me. So I am happy to be with you on all the dressing gorgeous on that
Yes.
day. So I want to talk a little bit more about the event. You know, as much as this event is so fun, and as much as this event gives a chance to expose talent in the New Haven area, and even beyond. You know, I've heard of Mardi Gras. People in different places do it differently. But I want to know with the library, what is your objective when you do this event? What are you aiming to do? You know, because I know it's not only just about the performance and of course bringing the fun, bringing the the great colors and the vibrancy. But what else do you want people to know about the event, and what are you aiming to get out of it as well?
Well, there's a great Creole tradition of Mardi Gras. There's also a Cajun tradition of Mardi Gras. And there's a Cajun Mardi Gras song called La Danse de Mardi Gras. And it goes more or less like this. On passe une fois par an, demander la charité. And that's my best attempt at Cajun speaking Cajun.
Right,
and it
right.
says, we pass one time per year asking for your charity. And it's a song that I got from my friend Ryan Brasso, a New Havener, who is a Cajun Louisiana guy. And he notes that in the Cajun tradition, people go house to house during the day of Mardi Gras, and they ask for ingredients, and then they cook up a gumbo, and at the end of the day, invite everybody over to a communal gumbo. But it's made by everybody coming together and putting stuff in the pot. And that's what Mardi Gras, the event for the New Haven Free Public Library, it's an opportunity for us to ask for people's support, to support the library with their time, talent, and treasure, if they're able to give money to do that, to support it in the kind of way that you are, Thabisa, by promoting it, and to use it. So it's our time to, once per year, pass by and ask people for their support.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm happy that you let us know exactly why you guys are, are doing this, because I think it's important that people out here understand that we have tons of non-organizations around New Haven and including our public libraries that do a fantastic job to make sure that our children, even ourselves as adults, have programs that that can help us. We can have access to resources that can help us be better. We can be literate. We can also help us, with skills to write our own CVs or how, find jobs and all these things. But I'm going to let John tell us what the library has to offer for us as the public. And I know they've changed, they've morphed too, and they've moved into this new advanced technologies, that they use in the library to make sure that there's access and everything. John, tell us what
Absolutely. And before I do it, I just want to say, as Michael was saying, this is our one big fundraiser for the year, and since it is free for all the public, we are relying on sponsors coming in, and we're lucky because it's a virtual event, and so there's it'll be a virtual program book, and so there's still plenty of time to sign up as a sponsor. In fact, this morning I just signed up Comcast for a nice sponsorship that they're coming on board again like they did last year. So, that's just one of the sponsors. We've got a bunch of sponsors this year, but as far as things that are going on at the library, the number one thing that you're going to notice is the fact that we have a new website. So if you have your phones out today, or if you've got access to a computer, please check it out. Go online to nhfpl.org. We've just recently launched a new rendition of our website. It's streamlined, so easy to use. We're very excited about it, and especially because it allows folks to be able to use their phones mobilely much better. The mobile app is really, really good right now. So, but we've added all sorts of things. You know, when we had to shutter our doors at first, we are open. The library has been open, even though we shuttered our doors back in March for a little bit. We've been open with curbside at every location. So some folks have to learn again how to come on and figure out how to get into the catalog at the library, put a book on hold for themselves and pick it up at the door. But we have librarians standing by all day, by live chat on the website, or just give us a call at any location and we can walk you through, you know, getting materials. We're also offering free printing right now. We're offering help with jobs, unemployment applications at certain locations. The Main Library and the Wilson Library in the Hill are doing that. And you know, there's just a ton going on. We've got a lot of programs happening. We've got a lot of events planned for this month. In fact, for Black History Month, we got some great events planned. So I could go on and on. Give me 3-4 hours, and I can tell you all the things we got going on.
No, wonderful. No, it's really wonderful.
We also have hotspots. It's another thing that we just picked up. We've there's a hotspot that you can have internet in your house. You know that the library is very attuned to the fact that, you know, that we have a lack of connectivity in the city for many families, and it's been very, very difficult, especially for the kids going to school. But we are trying to do our best to help out by having hotspots available. We now have that are available to lend, and so wherever we can support, our customer base out there in New Haven, that's what we're trying to do right now.
Absolutely, and we've also wiped out the fines, right?
Oh, that's right. We're fine free. Thank you very much, Thabisa. We've been fine free since about July. COVID tried to steal our thunder on that one, but we are in fact fine free. Again, that's another reason why, if you love the library, come in and support us. Help get some equity across the board for everyone to be able to check out any material that they want to be able to read and use, and information is free for all. So
absolutely.
We are in fact fine free.
Absolutely. Thank you for that, John. So I'm going to get back to you guys. So I'm just going to ping pong just a little bit now and go to my artist and hear what Jamal has in store for us. Because Jamal, I know you have been working hard. I know you've been recording. I've been following you. I've been checking your posts, and I've been seeing you in studio. What have you been up to lately?
Yeah, first I want to make it clear that Behind the Brand is a totally different thing, and that this is a really cool show, and I'm honored to be here. So, we had a theme that we were talking about that's totally different on that. So you could check out my band at thehooch.com, and great thing about the website is we actually I did revamp our website. You kind of have to do a lot yourself these days. What we did was we put out our first album in May of 2020, and it was a strange time because normally, Thabisa, like, you're going to have an entire thing about it, and you're going to have an event and people there and merchandise and CDs. So, but in the process, we've actually taken the approach of being very creative. Myself, while I'm with the band, I'm also a solo artist, so I do both simultaneously. And yes, I've been working on my own project since March of 2019. And so that's what I've spent a lot of time during the pandemic, was focusing on that, because it was easy to social distance, and it was just an engineer myself, right? And in the meantime, as well as artists, we've been together since 2013, working on our next project, right? Because we can't be out there. We excel at performing live. We've played all over Greater New Haven. Sadly, we've played at all of the Irish places that don't exist anymore. And so, what else can you do, right? Stay creative, use that energy and keep that energy by creating new stuff, because at some point this will go away. At some point life will return back to normal. So, and we've done, some virtual performances. We try to do charity still if we can. So, but that's kind of what we've been up to right now, more of a creative process. Right.
And talking about charity, I mean, it's a delicate balance there too as artists, because artists in general, I feel like we have the spirit of always giving our time and our talents to other organizations that we love and enjoy and support, or even in schools and all these institutions. But then also you're like, I gotta make a living as well, right? Have you been able to make a living through this? I know you gigged a lot. You would be at Cafe Nine, you would be, like you said, there's Irish pubs and all these different places. How are you able to sort of get revenue coming? Because I know you also recorded, and that costs money. Producers don't do it for free.
No, they don't. I think it's easy for audiences to kind of see the finished product. And if you think about what the amount of funds it requires to put together a 3-minute song, it's kind of crazy. We're fully self-funded in everything that we do. So luckily this is, I'm fortunate enough to have a really solid day job where it allows me to be creative and do my music on the side. We do have a goal to set forth and recover some of the money that we put into these projects. And so the biggest way to do that right now is through merchandise. We just added our merch section to our website, but we host our merch store on Bandcamp. Bandcamp has been amazing during COVID. They've been doing, Bandcamp Fridays, which they basically allow the artists, whenever there's a sale or purchase, to keep 100% of the revenue on those specific days, which is amazing because, the hardest thing right now is, normally you would be able to play a live show. And obviously, I've seen your shows, you're amazing. And so when people hear that and they feel that energy, and now they come up to you, there's a connection there. And so maybe they like your t-shirt or they want to buy your CD or something like that. And that's the number one way to make revenue. Right now, everything is shifting towards streaming and music streaming. And unfortunately, It doesn't really pay artists much at all. So I think, for us, the largest hit would be not being able to play at venues. Venues have a hard time right now. Anyways, the ones that did kind of figure it out last year, I think for 2021, a lot of the venues will be much more prepared on how can I do this? How can I keep it safe and socially distanced? We actually would not play anywhere that we didn't feel was safe for our fans and our friends and family to come to, because safety was number one priority. So.
Absolutely. And I feel you on that when you talk about, trying to be safe, of course, but then also thinking outside the box. How are you going to be able to generate revenue? And also, how are you going to keep on being active, right? So like with this isolation, I found myself writing a lot, and I've learned new skills that I never thought I would ever learn, like producing. I produced my first song ever, the one that was playing in the beginning of the show, and I still don't believe I did that, but I have proof to show myself that I did that, because I made sure that I was filming myself, so I remember how I did this, and it worked out. And so it's like there are some perks to this tragedy, when I'm forced to actually learn how to make sound, the music. So Harry is going to be preparing your video, right, or your song rather now, and we're gonna play it. So Harry, if you can just get that ready for us, that'll be great. Thank you so much. You are listening to WNHH 103.5 FM. Thabisa and friends here. I've got today John Jason.
What's been going on? Take a look around. Yeah. Cause you're seeing is believing, and the truth before your eyes is so profound. It'll get to your soul. I could turn my gaze if it's once or twice, yeah. But when lightning keeps on striking, then the truth is something that can't be denied. No, I don't know what you've been told, but I'm trying to control confusion. It's so easy to explode when the world's so numb, it's confusion. When you can't control the world and your instincts to avert your eyes, and you don't want to face the truth, so you hide behind your thin disguise. But your fate is getting close, with the shadows creeping in, so you take another dose of the secrets held within. I don't know where to begin, but the power will hypnotize. But I'm trying to control confusion. It's so easy to explode when the world's so numb, it's confusion. I don't know what you've been told, but I'm trying to control confusion. It's so easy to explode when the world face is still so addicted. Busy acquiring materialistics. Apples with value but no nutrition. Watching reality stars turn to misfits. When in reality, girls are going missing. Souls lost, you say, to drugs and addiction. The north and south are still so distant. Need a bigger knife to cut through the tension. About the fact that you can't see through it. Never mattered in the past, feel the blast of the truth coming back to retract what you knew. But you never had a path to pursue. Can't get out of our own way, flowing down the causeway. So we feel the heat as we're running down the streets of our home brain. Now we're getting lost and it's causing confusion. It's cold fusion.
I don't know what you've been told, but I'm trying to control confusion. It's so easy to explode when the world's so numb, it's confusion. I don't know what you've been told, but I'm trying to control confusion. It's so easy to explode when the world's so numb, it's confusion. I don't know what you've been told, but I'm trying to control confusion. It's so easy to explode when the world's so numb, it's confusion. I don't know what you've been told, but I'm trying to control confusion. It's so easy to explode when the world's so numb, it's confusion.
Wow. Is that your latest work, Fusion? That's the song here by, is it The Hooch or just by you, Jamar?
Yeah, that song is by The Hooch. That's we actually ended up self-titling. You were talking about producing, and a cool little tidbit is I actually produced that song. I created everything except for the bass. We brought in a bass player. All the vocals, the lyrics, the harmonies, everything that you hear vocally, that's myself, my bandmate. And so we ended up, there's a cool quick story about that. We originally weren't going to include that on our first album. And we had 5 songs. We wanted to do 6. And, we were thinking about creating a brand new one from scratch and stuff. And something kept coming back to me and saying, what about Code Fusion? And so I went to Mike and I said, Mike, I think we need to do Code Fusion. And it just ended up becoming this thing. It was really cool because I produced it in 2015 just as the demo. And it took us a while to kind of feel out what we wanted to write. And I'll let you know, like Mike, his story was really cool. He had like multiple verses he had written. And at the end of the day, he decided to scrap all of that. And then he just wrote brand new ones that came to him like in a moment of just like epiphany, right? And I love like the rap verse that he has. It just kills me. It's amazing when you hear the sound and then what he's saying and stuff. And it was just like,
right.
It was cool. It happened because it was supposed to happen,
Do you also rap? Oh, do you? Because I know you did a bit of poetry, but do you also rap in your music and also play guitar and sing and now produce?
Yes.
Like you have it all. You are the one. What to call it? I don't know. I'm gonna call you the one-way guy. There's not what I wanted to say, but yes. But Jamal, thank you so much. I'll come back to you later. I'll think about the last thing you want to tell your fans before you leave the show. But I'll ping back to you. I'm gonna go back now to John and Michael. John, I'm just gonna stop saying your last name. Okay, I promise. I'm not gonna embarrass myself anymore. Okay, so. I want you guys to tell. I want you to appeal to the public out here. Because first of all, I will do my own appeal. I will just let people know that this program that you guys have, the program that you have in store for us, is going to be rich. It's going to be rich in so many levels. Those poets, one of the poets actually that are there, I believe. Should I say this? No, maybe he's not even there yet. I'll probably tell you on the side, John, how I connect with one of the poets that are there. But maybe it's not public yet, but it will be. But I know him, and I would really love to see him and see what he does with this coming event. But appeal to the masses out here that love Mardi Gras, and those who don't even know much about Mardi Gras and what you guys have done in the past. What else do you have in store, and what do you want us to do?
We're going to be, among the other great things, including Toy, Cornelius, Dwayne speaking, bringing poetry and New Orleans to us. In addition to Thabisa bringing joy and delight, we're going to have a number of local literati. So you'll hear from Pulitzer Prize winner and stories of how public libraries matter. And we're very excited because we're going to be honoring one of New Haven's greatest centurions, Elsie Chapman, with the Noah Webster Award. And I won't steal Elsie's fire, but she'll have, it'll be a great virtual award ceremony. Again, give an opportunity to see inside the public library. And I think it's going to be a great evening. John, thoughts that you have?
I would agree. I think it's going to be a very special night. And as I said, it's free to register right now, and this is the first for us, so that we want to get as many folks in the city of New Haven, even your friends far and wide around the country. This is going to be a very special event, so I hope you can sign up and join us on the 16th at 7.
Right.
And we trust it's going to carry us over to 2022, when on Mardi Gras 2022 we'll all be able to be together again, wear our jackets together again, and dance to Thabisa in the public library with an open bar at the circulation desk again. So
I was about to ask,
next week is just to carry us over to 2022.
Right. I was about to ask about that, because that was one of the phenomenal things about Mardi Gras being in person, that you guys had this, we had these sponsors and all these people that in the restaurants that joined in on supporting the library, and you had all the food decked out. It was delicious. That was really delicious, and everything. The drinks were just so yummy. And we're not gonna have that, but I would suggest everybody out here, make your own. We will all cheer and we'll all have fun. Don't worry about that. Cook early, and we can all eat together as one. But I want to ask you, John, just a little bit more with the library as well, because I know things have changed, and you had to adapt and transition to safer precaution ways so that everybody is safe. What do you think from now on, 3 years, is going to happen? I know you guys are probably preparing, but what in 3 years' time, what do you think is going to happen with the library?
Well, I think that we're going to slowly come out of the pandemic. Right now, what we've been doing, in fact, is planning for the springtime, and you're gonna see a lot more events at the library happening outside. We have green spaces at pretty much all of our locations, and so we're really going to be looking to do some programming outside. 3 years is a long time for planning. I mean, I hope COVID is way far in the rearview mirror when we hit the 3-year mark. But I know this summer we are very excited about bringing in outside story times and music and all sorts of events that we can do with our partner performers and creatives such as yourself and Jamar.
And when all your listeners tune in on next Tuesday at 7 p.m., we'll also have a special announcement about the campaign for the next Stetson Library on Dixwell Avenue. So one of the great things coming up, and John, maybe you can share, is that we have a new branch building, a fantastic established branch led by Diane Brown on Dixwell Avenue, moving into a new building, the new Dixwell Community House, the Q House. So that's coming up, right, John?
Yeah, that is true. That's coming up. We'll be moving into that new space across the street from where we are now, over there on Dixwell, into the Q House, probably we'll be moving in late June, early July, and we'll be opening, the Q House itself will be opening shortly thereafter that. But yeah, we're a cornerstone institution embedded in this great group of other organizations with the city's youth department, the seniors will be there too from the city, and Cornell Hill Health Center as well. So we hope there's going to be some great synergy there. Amongst the different various members of not only Dixwell and Newhall community, but even the city of New Haven. So I'm very excited about that.
So we expect everybody to join us next Tuesday. You can hear Thabisa, and you'll get a special message from Diane X. Brown about the new Stetson Library.
That's my aunt. That's my aunt right there that you just mentioned. She was just honored actually here, I think, by the New Haven Symphony Orchestra. I think maybe Saturday she was honored. And but also Miss Gia, is it Miss Gia? She worked at the library as well, I believe. I might be wrong, but with the name, to forgive me. But so John, anything else when it comes to, like you guys evolving, like since you all have evolved when it comes, because I know I'm very big on mentoring, and I know Dream Team, I know Eric Ray has worked with the library. I know the Dream Team, people have also somehow collaborated with the library. I'm not quite sure exactly. I haven't looked into what they do with the library, but I know that Dream Kit, what they do is they try to help the youth, the homeless youth, to get resources and have access to resources, and so to help them be able to prepare their own CVs, to be ready for the workforce, and to know how to look for a job. Are your mentorship programs still running even though people can't physically be there?
Yes, that's a great question, Thabisa. They are still running. In fact, the latest thing that's coming down the pipe is we're going to be working closely with the new initiative from the city, the reentry house that's coming in. Right. that is happening. I'm really excited about that. Right. All of these things go on. We have librarians that are available by phone and in live chat to talk. So.
Right, absolutely. Well, thank you so much, John. Thank you so much, Michael, for being here. Everybody, you are listening to WNHH 103.5 FM, and I'm here to talk Mardi Gras, and it's coming up on the 16th, February 16th, Tuesday. It's going to be at 7 p.m. It's free, no excuses. We just need your presence. We need you to click on there. It's virtual. You don't need to be anywhere. You can be in your own house. Dress up if you'd like. I'm going to dress up, and Michael's going to dress up too. So come on, let's do it together. Let's show up for our favorite library, and get on your dancing shoes as well. And also bring the kids too. It's important to get the kids to see people, that are the shakers and movers in our community. There's going to be poetry, there's going to be storytelling, there's going to be music. So please come through, bring your whole entire family. It's for everybody. So Jamar, before we go, we're going to go, and it's an hour is such a long time. It's such a short time. So, but we're almost done. But Jamar, your fans, they want to know what's in their future with you.
Okay, first I'm going to say, please support local, whether that's, your local establishments, your restaurants, artists. We thrive on just being able to have that connection with people, and we need it the most right now, more than ever, right? We can support each other and lift each other up. Visit our website, thehooch.com. We actually built that ourselves because that's what we're in right now. You kind of have to do a lot of things yourself. Beautiful. Visit our merch site is thehooch.bandcamp.com as well. And coming in store, we're working on new music. And if you have any input, as well as like something you may want to hear us play, a lot of the cover songs we know are from requests that came from people at weddings or at public events or even charity events. So we'd love to play a song that you want to hear us twist and put in our own style. So again, thehooch.com, check it out.
Right. Well, guys, you heard it. Jamar Phoenix is here. He's a solo artist, but also he plays with The Hooch. It's a duet with Mike D, and they do amazing music. They've been playing on all our live scenes here before COVID hit us hard. But support him, support the band, support local artists, like you said, businesses as well. Buy locally. Can you just chill on the Amazon? I know it's cool to get your package in 2 days, but you know what? Relax. You are not going anywhere. You're going to be at home. So I support your local artists, the vendors that are doing their best. To keep the economy going. Let's keep it going amongst our lovely New Haven city. So thank you very much, gentlemen. It's been a great chat with you. If you have anything you want to throw for 30 seconds, please feel free. Otherwise, I am happy and I'm looking forward to Mardi Gras on February 16th. So if Mike, John, I'm happy. If you have one other thing you want to say, 30 seconds, feel free to do that. Thank you, Gemma, so much.
NHFPL.org.
Perfect. Thank you.
And when the Avma,